What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the fourth Pygame tutorial from Centex and for Bucky at the New Boston. Where we left off, we've got our Pygame. It's showing up on the screen. We've titled it Slither. We know it's going to be epic. We've got a simple game loop. It's a while loop. It needs to be improved a little bit, but it works. And we're printing out basically all the events that a user puts in, just so we can get an idea. Now, actually, here, what most people use are key press events, but there's actually a huge multitude of events. And for that, I'm going to show you guys the source of the Pygame documents here. And where is this table? Okay, it's down here. And just as a quick aside, I know a lot of people don't like to read the documents to the modules, or really basically read the instructions to anything. I'm one of those people. But I must admit that at least with Pygame and quite a few of the other Python modules, the documents are really good and really useful, so I highly suggest it. With that, we're going to head to pygame.org/docs/ref/event.html. You don't have to actually go there if you don't want. I'm just going to show you guys, though. These are all of the events that can possibly happen. So we have a quit event. We have active event. Basically, is the screen active? Is it inactive? And then also, so you see gain and state. Gain is like the transition between active and inactive, and then you've got state, which is it active or is it inactive? So you might have an active state that just became active, so that's a state. You might have an active state that's been active. You might have an inactive state, and you might have an inactive state that just became inactive. So what do we want to do? So then we have key down and key up, and basically this is just going to return the key and any mods and all that. Mouse motion, it's going to give you the position, all of that. You've got mouse button up, mouse button down. You also have joystick support. I have not seen anybody supporting joysticks in their Pygame. There's probably someone somewhere that did it, but I have not seen it. And then you have video resize, video expose. Let's see. Video expose would be, I think, just drawing to the screen. Video resize is basically when it's an event where the user themselves resizes the window. So what you can do is you can have support for, say, the user is resizing the window. You can resize everything in exactitude compared to how did the user resize the window. So if they resize the width by 80%, you can resize the width of everything by 80%. Height, same thing. And that's pretty much it. You can have user event as well, but we'll not touch that for now. So those are all of the events that can be handled via Pygame. So I'm going to exit out of this for now. I'll just put it up here actually, just in case we want it again. Those are all the events. Now here's how you can handle a very simple event like an exit. So we don't have any way to exit our game yet, and this will be pretty much, now I said before we showed you the skeleton. This is the true skeleton because you're pretty much going to see this, but you won't see the exact same code, right? A lot of people aren't going to a lot of people probably aren't using a while loop, but this is probably more so the skeleton that you'll see on almost every game. So for event pygame.event.get, you can print the event. I'm going to stop doing that now. And now we're going to say if event.type, and event.type is these events here. So is that event.type a quit, active event, key down, key up, mouse motion, all that. Those are all the events that could possibly be. If the event.type equals, and then to reference these, right, quit, for example, to reference that, it's a Pygame event. So how would you reference that? You can't just say quit. You'd have to say pygame.quit because we've imported Pygame. So for example, if event.type equals pygame.quit, what do we want to do? Well, here, oops, I forgot my colon. And actually this is an object, so no parameters there. So if the event type is a pygame.quit type, and this needs to be all caps. I'm all over the place at the moment. Let's see. There we go. So if it's a quit event, what do we want to do? Well, we need to quit. And just to be in with our code here, we're going to say we're going to just call game exit equals true. And let's get rid of this. And so when game exit equals true, that invalidates this while loop. It will stop running, and then we'll run this pygame.quit and then quit. So let's go ahead, save and run that. Pops up. We got slither. We can do whatever the heck we want. And I see a dead pixel on my screen. Anyway, you can exit out, and that's it. So now the exiting actually is handled, and we don't have to exit out with the script itself. Now, like I was saying before, well, actually, first let's talk real briefly. We are going to change this for sure because, for example, you've got game exit, and then you've actually got like a quit game, right? So a lot of times when you quit a game, they send you to the main menu. So you can either play again or whatnot, or like when you die, you leave the game, so to speak, but you don't necessarily want to like make the user quit the game entirely. How annoying would that be? So you want to let the user continue playing if they want. So you'd have like two different handlings, right? You've got a game loss, and then you've got a game exit. So this is a game exit. So if they quit, we definitely want to do pygame.quit. But if they, like, I don't know, crash into the wall or something, that's a different exit entirely. So eventually, like I say, we will have a main loop, but for now we'll just leave it like this. So what you'll tend to see as time goes on, we'll be adding more events. But basically, you'll have stuff like this, like if event type equals pygame.quit, blah, blah, blah. Then you'll have some other event types, and it won't be pygame.quit, but it'll be like key up, key down, that kind of stuff. You'll have a bunch of these asking questions, basically. Was it this? Was it that? Was it something else? And all of that. And then if that's the case, we run a function, and then usually down below you've got some sort of logic for updating the actual graphics themselves, and then you'll run an actual update function, which right now is going to do pretty much nothing because we don't have any sort of frames per second set up, but we will get to that. So anyway, your first event handling, that was very easy. It's very nice that Pygame has this built in for us. Actually acquiring events from the user's keyboard or from the user's mouse position, all that, it requires quite a bit of coding, and that kind of coding is not really that fun. It's not enjoyable, and it has almost nothing to do with your game. So that's what makes Pygame really nice, is that it kind of handles the stuff that we really just don't want to do. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned to the next video.